What's up? We're back with another video. I'm doing the intro and I hate it already.
Yeah, it'd be okay.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
I did my intro and I hate not.
That's it?
Yeah, that's my intro.
Oh.
My intro is this is the intro and I hate it.
That's pretty sad. No wonder I did the last two. Alright, well, to do a real intro, it's Beatnik Sound, back at it again with our third video. Sorry, allergies.
Amen.
With the upcoming release of the album, come out on the 27th, like I said before. So before we talked about us, our name, how we got started, everything like that. So we just kind of wanted to go through just maybe a couple of like the important songs that we feel really kind of make up the album. So I think probably the biggest song that we have, it's about halfway through, isn't it?
It's the fourth song, yeah.
Halfway through, basically, yeah. It's called Dreams Reality. Basically, what we try to do with this song, like we said before, like a lot of the views that we have on social injustices and things like that going on in the country, we decided that we wanted to make this group and kind of push that in our music and talk about those things, make sure we bring those things up. And so for this song, I tried to write it in a way that brings some of those topics to light, some of the things that people might not always talk about in music, or you might not hear someone talk about. So kind of bring those things up, but do it in like a really like thought out way, so it doesn't sound like we're just like screaming this and that at people.
Yeah.
But it's like actually thought out, and this is what I want you to know about. This is what I'm saying.
I say yeah, like I wrote it. Yeah, I totally did that.
I mean, you were part of it. I mean, we recorded the song so many times, so
That's true.
yeah, we had to have it perfect just because we felt it was so important.
We get it right, give it like 2 weeks, get a text from Dom. I'm sitting 2 weeks away, like, oh, I wonder if Dom's gonna text me today. Maybe we got it done. There's a text. Hey, we gotta do Dreams over again. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right.
I feel like a lot of issues that get brought up, people just like to talk like back and forth, but not really listen to each other and what each other's trying to say.
If they talk, they mostly just yell.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah.
But no one really listens. So I feel like it had to be perfect to the best of my ability, so that someone would actually listen to it and not instantly throw it out as soon as they heard it.
Not that the other songs aren't perfect, you know what I'm saying? But this
is special.
Yeah.
It was a special one. Talking about what's really in it, like I said, bring up police, a little bit of police brutality, but that's mostly at the end of the song. So you'll get to that when you get to that. But without giving too much of it away, a lot of the song is just about certain plights that we as black people face on a day-to-day basis. That's kind of how it opens up. Just a couple of situations that we deal with just on a day-to-day basis, things that we can't escape, things that are our reality, basically. But what the song really goes into is what I feel our dream is in solving these issues, and kind of having unity across the world, really. We can actually come together and talk about things and have like real discussions and conversations where we actually listen to each other. Like, I listen to what you have to say, you listen to what I have to say, and we actually find some common ground and see if we can't, come to a solution on some things. Go with one of the earlier lines, just because it kind of goes into what I'm saying. Starts out, they keep saying just contribute to society. They keep saying get a job, and a part of me really do understand the mentality, but it's just really not as easy as it seems. And what I was really saying there is, you hear that kind of stuff a lot. You hear a lot of, you put yourself here, you do this to yourself. It's not my fault you're here. It's not my responsibility to help you out, blah, blah, blah. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps kind of stuff. And when I say, part of me really gets the mentality, like I understand, there does come a point where, you have to want for yourself to get out of your situation. You got to want for yourself to have better than you have. But when I say it's not as easy as it seems, there's a lot of times when no matter how much or how bad you want it, there's certain situations that just make that out of reach for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just know especially for our surrounding areas where we live. I knew from the moment we recorded this that it was going to be a decent amount of, I don't know if you can call it controversy, but something along those lines. And so,
Haters.
yeah, something like that, or just people with very, very, very strong other beliefs.
Yeah.
And so I would definitely just encourage for anybody who listens to it and may not understand what he's talking about here, or just really be adversely, against it. I think it's really important, as people that are white or people who just don't understand the situation. I think it's really important to just sit down and talk about it. That's kind of how I remember back. I was raised in a very conservative household, and so I had some certain thoughts and beliefs on these kind of subjects. But something when everything was going on with Ferguson, I talked to Dom and I was like, tell me how you feel about this, because something just, and you kind of see more as you see our political climate these days. A lot of these stories are kind of like, they're obviously twisted to create, it's almost like to create more controversy these days, and
Yeah.
really sad, because now nobody wants to talk to nobody, and it's just a bunch of crap. But we had a pretty long discussion about, just not even really, it started as Ferguson, but it really ended up being, race issues in general. And it was very, that I could definitely point that as a place where my mind kind of saw outside of my situation. And I think that's really important. Even if you sit down with somebody who's a different race than you and you don't agree with them at all, just coming with an open mind and having that conversation, I think, is incredibly important.
Yeah.
And it does promote unity.
The main hope is that you would listen and hear it and actually soak in what's being said, like whether you agree or not, but just to hear and get that other point of view.
Gain a perspective outside of your own.
Because I try to put a couple of like personal experiences in there too, which is that's like you were saying more toward the end of the song. Just because I feel like we can all regurgitate stuff that we hear. We can all talk about things that everyone's talked about and say the same points that everyone's said all the time. But I feel like things really get real when you can talk about your personal experiences and what you've actually had to deal with and what you've seen with your own two eyes, and how you felt dealing with that. And I feel like that speaks louder than any fact or statistic that I can regurgitate, that we've all heard before. So I did want to make sure when I wrote this that I had something that was somewhat personal in there, just to kind of to give anyone listening an idea, like, hey, like, I'm a real person. I'm really black. This has really happened to me. Like this actually happens. Yeah. I'm not just saying this. This is part of my story.
Yeah. It's not like he's just out here like, oh, it's cool to talk about race relations now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, because when we were making the album, like when I was writing to each song, like it was kind of hard for me to balance like things that I want to say about blackness and then still have songs that have nothing to do with race, because I didn't just want to seem like, oh, this is the latest kick, like everyone's talking about race again, so let me hop on that and make music about that. Like I didn't want to seem like that at all. So I mean, and there's a couple other songs, like No Answer was like the third song that we talks a lot about prison reform, issues with how many black people are locked up all the time, and how skewed the number is. But as a whole, we kind of went a direction of not having like a big race album, but just having music that we wanted to put out. So that way, it's more authentic, and it doesn't look like we're just out here riding a wave. Because that's what I don't want. With this being like something we're really passionate about, I don't want it to seem like we're riding a wave and just hopping on to what everybody else is doing or what's really popping right now. Like I wanted everything to be like super intentional, super meaningful, so that when you listen to it, you can tell like, okay, this is actually coming from the heart.
It's
Definitely
kind of wild. It's wild for me to show up at band and my friends like, oh hey, I bought your album today. I'm like, oh, it's kind of weird because I'm like, what do I say now? Like,
yeah.
thanks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just like it's such a weird spot to be in.
It's a weird feeling. It's strange.
Pull up, you know, freaking iTunes and oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
We're on there, verified artist on Spotify.
Yeah.
It's wild. So thank you for your support already.
Definitely, thank you.
You know, we're gone. Don't want to give too much away, but I don't think we're stopping anytime soon. We gotta.
Not at all.
There's a very very big Dropbox folder with a lot of beats. And
Matter
a
of
lot
fact,
of
it's
ideas.
full. You can't even put anything else in it.
Every time I upload a beat, I gotta delete one that we've already used because
Yes.
we can't.
It's packed.
We gotta expand. Dropbox, call me.
So yeah, definitely thank you so much for the support. This, on top of everything, a huge confidence boost to know that people are really rocking with the sound. So we definitely appreciate that. Like you said, stay tuned. We're not done. This is just the beginning. We got more coming at you, more in the works as we speak. So stay tuned. We're gonna keep bringing that fire.
Yeah, tell your friends, tell everyone you know, tell that weird guy you see at work like every other day. Yeah, do we have anybody to thank?
Do we have time? We have a whole nother video. If we start thanking people. 'Cause we
We have
too
an
many
inner
people
circle
to thank.
though. We got like an inner circle. Like we got our manager Hope Yang. Thanks a lot. Best manager out there.
Absolutely. Doing it, killing
She
it.
gonna get us some shows and
Yeah.
I'm pumped. I'm ready for that. I think our parents have been very supportive.
Definitely.
Thanks mom, thanks dad.
Yeah, appreciate it. Mom, pops, y'all watching. Yeah, super supportive from the jump. David, my little bro, has been mad supportive.
I love David.
My wife, she's about to be on the creative team because she's helping with my bars a little bit too.
I added her to the group chat.
She, yeah, so shout out to Yasmin. Appreciate everything you've done. Appreciate your support. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't be rocking with their husband deciding that
That's
they
true.
want to follow a rap career all of a sudden. So yeah, appreciate you for that. Love you. Shout out to Harper. She a real one.
Chief.
Yeah, verifies all the beats. So yeah,
No, she verifies all the mixes too.
yeah,
She
everything.
verifies everybody.
Gotta go through Harper.
And I gotta thank Hope, not as a manager, but as my lady as well. She's a real one, always giving me self-confidence when I feel like the beat's not doing it or the mix is not doing it. This guy as well. I don't know how many times I texted him, was like, yo, this is trash. I am trash.
All the
And
time.
he was like,
It's a mess.
yeah, so also thanks little bro Ben. Ben actually helped me produce Out of Here. And I think he's got one more beat credit on the next album. Just right now he's got one that he helped with, I think.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, thanks. We got an inner circle of friends that stay rocking with us. So that's really cool too.
Yeah. Appreciate all of y'all.
Yeah, y'all cool. Y'all making our dreams come through.
Absolutely.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that wraps the last video
If
up.
you're seeing this, it's probably Thursday evening, so midnight.
Album drops.
So
Keep an eye out for it.
Yeah.
Spotify, iTunes, Pandora,
Apple
Google,
Music.
everywhere. Yeah. So yeah. Again, thank you guys for rocking with us. We appreciate it. Thank you for checking out the little video series and everything. And yeah, stay tuned. We got more coming at you.
Yeah.